Now I'm ready to cut my binding. I've pressed my fabric and I've folded it selvage to selvage, and then I've folded those selvages to the fold line so that it'll fit on my mat. I've lined up this line with one of the horizontal lines on my mat, and now I need to cut off this raw edge here because I want a nice clean edge before I start working on my binding. I've taken my ruler, and to make sure I get a nice straight cut, I've lined up these horizontal lines on my ruler with the horizontal lines on my mat at the bottom and at the top, and then I've lined up this vertical line and I'm ready to cut. I have a nice straight edge where I can start cutting my binding. I've decided I need 2-inch binding. So I can move my ruler over 2 inches and cut this way, or I prefer to have my ruler over the top of my good fabric. So I'll flip this piece around to show you what I need. I've flipped my fabric over, and now I have my ruler over the 2-inch strip of binding that I'm going to cut. I like to do it this way because that ruler protects the good fabric that I'm going to use on my quilt. I've also lined up the fold line with the horizontal line on my mat, and my ruler is lined up with these horizontal lines, so I'm getting ready to do that. And I like to use my ruler for this 2-inch measurement because my ruler is usually more exact than my cutting mat. So the edge of my fabric should come all the way up to this line and under the line to the very edge of that mark. So let me get everything lined up. Remember, you want to line here and look at the top. And now I'm ready to cut. I will need 4 of these strips for my quilt. Once I cut out my 4 pieces of binding, I need to cut the selvage edges off. I can do this quickly by lining up the 4 pieces and then trimming those edges.